I said, "Your ranch is too big," the widow whispered, "then stay and take care of it, and me." The ranch stretched farther than the eye could see, rolling across golden hills under a warm afternoon sun, yet it felt strangely empty. Everyone in the nearby town believed the land was cursed with loneliness after its owner passed away. So when a weary traveler looked over the endless fences and quietly remarked that the ranch was simply too big for one person to manage, the widow standing beside him smiled through tired eyes and answered with words that would change both of their lives forever. She softly said that if the ranch was too big, perhaps he should stay and help take care of it, and maybe help take care of her lonely heart as well. Before we begin, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and the power of hope, please like this video, leave a comment, share it with friends and family, and subscribe to the channel Heartwarming Tales for more inspiring stories. The traveler was a quiet man named Corvin Hale, someone who had spent years moving from one ranch to another, repairing fences, mending barns, and helping families recover after storms. He never stayed long anywhere because every place reminded him of the home he had lost years before when drought forced his family to sell everything they owned. Since then, he had carried little more than a weathered toolbox, an old pickup truck, and a belief that honest work could still build an honest future. He expected his visit to the Ash Grove Ranch to last only a single afternoon before continuing down another dusty road. The woman who owned the ranch was named Marin Ellaway. She had inherited the vast property after her husband's unexpected passing nearly 2 years earlier. Although neighbors admired her determination, few realized how exhausting every sunrise had become. Thousands of acres demanded constant attention. Broken fences allowed cattle to wander. Windmills needed repairs. Water lines leaked without warning. Every chore reminded her that she was carrying responsibilities once shared with someone she deeply loved. She refused to sell because the ranch represented generations of family history, but each passing season made the burden heavier. Corvin noticed the silent struggle almost immediately. The buildings were sturdy but worn. Fields that once flourished now showed patches of neglect. The horses remained well cared for because Marin always placed their needs ahead of her own, yet the equipment sat waiting for repairs she simply had no time to complete. He could have accepted his payment and driven away before sunset, but something about her quiet resilience reminded him of the courage his own parents had shown during difficult years. Instead of leaving, he offered to stay a few extra days to repair more than they had originally discussed. Those few days slowly became weeks. Every morning arrived with sunlight spilling across the hills as the two worked side by side without unnecessary words. Corvin repaired miles of fencing, restored old irrigation systems, strengthened aging barns, and organized neglected tools. Marin handled livestock, bookkeeping, and deliveries while learning to smile again at simple victories that once felt impossible. They discovered that healing often arrived through shared effort rather than grand promises. Neither spoke much about personal pain, yet both understood the quiet language of perseverance. The town soon noticed remarkable changes. Fresh paint appeared on weathered buildings. Healthy cattle grazed behind secure fences. Wildflowers lined the entrance road after Corvin planted them simply because he thought they would make visitors smile. Children passing the ranch on school buses began waving again because the place looked alive instead of forgotten. Local ranchers who had once expected Marin to sell began offering help during busy harvest days, inspired by the determination they witnessed. Kindness, like rain after a long drought, seemed to spread from one person to another. Even as hope returned, challenges refused to disappear. A powerful summer storm swept across the valley one afternoon, tearing apart newly repaired fencing and flooding several grazing fields. Many believed the damage would erase months of progress. Corvin worked from sunrise until evening without complaint while neighbors unexpectedly arrived with tractors, lumber, food, and helping hands. Marin watched people she barely knew give up their own time simply because they believed her ranch deserved another chance. That day reminded everyone that communities grow strongest when compassion outweighs convenience. As repairs continued, Marin slowly shared stories about her late husband and the dreams they once held for future generations. Corvin listened with genuine respect, never trying to replace cherished memories. Instead, he honored them by protecting everything those memories had built. Marin realized that moving forward never required forgetting the past. Hearts possess remarkable room for gratitude, remembrance, and new beginnings all at once. For the first time in years, laughter echoed across the ranch house porch during afternoon coffee breaks, carried away by warm country breezes. Corvin also confronted memories he had buried for too long. He admitted that losing his family's ranch had convinced him he would never belong anywhere again. Constant traveling had become easier than risking disappointment. Marin gently reminded him that homes were not measured by acres or buildings but by the people willing to welcome someone inside without conditions. Her words settled deeply within him because they carried simple truth instead of empty comfort. He realized he had spent years searching for a destination when what he truly needed was a reason to stay. Harvest season arrived beneath bright blue skies, bringing the healthiest crops the ranch had seen in many years. Neighbors gathered to celebrate not only successful fields but the remarkable transformation of two people who had quietly restored hope in each other. The ranch no longer represented loneliness. It had become a symbol of resilience, generosity, and the extraordinary difference that one unexpected decision could make. Corvin looked across the endless land that once seemed impossibly large and smiled because it no longer felt overwhelming. Together, every acre had become manageable. Special request: if this story touched your heart, comment below with "Hope grows together." If this story inspired you or reminded you of the power of kindness, please like, share, and subscribe to Heartwarming Tales so more people can discover stories that bring hope and encouragement. Months later, visitors often asked Corvin why he had chosen to remain on such an enormous ranch when easier opportunities existed elsewhere. He always answered with a peaceful smile that some places become home not because they are perfect, but because someone trusts you enough to share both their burdens and their dreams. Marin never again faced the sunrise alone, and the ranch continued flourishing through seasons of hard work, friendship, and quiet love built on mutual respect rather than hurried promises. The greatest treasures in life are rarely found by searching for them. They appear when compassion meets perseverance, when lonely hearts choose courage over fear, and when ordinary people decide to stay instead of walking away. Sometimes the biggest blessings begin with a simple observation, an unexpected invitation, and the willingness to care for something far greater than yourself. Hope has a remarkable way of growing wherever kindness is planted, proving that second chances can turn even the loneliest places into a home filled with light.